It's your coach, Carla Nicole. I hope everybody is doing well today. Listen, it is not too bad as far as weather, so I can't complain there. Um, but I just wanted to touch base a little bit today, if I can, about father husbands. Okay? We're going to have some fun, but we're also going to have some time where we can actually sit down and conversate about how this situation is very challenging. As far as I'm concerned, a lot of times we don't have a chance to really look at how how we actually have relationships. And I think, if we're honest, gentlemen, um, relationships are created through hit or miss. I guess I'll just be honest, hit or miss. Gentlemen, if you're finding that you have been in a marriage or in a long-term relationship with a woman that you feel very stressed over having to deal with some of her limitations in making certain decisions, and you're feeling as though you are so overwhelmed with having to get certain things done and handled, and you feel alone because of this, I want to talk to you, because I know that oftentimes men that have been father husbands don't really even realize it until they're in their relationship for a while and they're like, ooh, I'm concerned about how she is coming up with resolutions or how she's coming up with handling things. I'm starting to get uneasy. I'm starting to get concerned. And let me just be honest, a lot of times we don't want to talk about this because it's a little embarrassing, but don't be embarrassed. Let's also give ourselves, gentlemen, can we be honest that when you first got with your lady or your wife or your partner, can we be honest that when you first started to get involved with her, was it that you just were kind of winging it, or you were just kind of seeing that she was fine, y'all had great intimacy, she was bad, she was sharp, she knew how to cook and clean, so you were thinking, she comes from a decent home, you know what, I'm going to take her on and be her man and take care of her. Can we be honest? You're going to take care of your woman, you're going to take care of your lady. Here's my issue as your coach, Carla Nicole. I'm going to be honest with you. My biggest issue, gentlemen, is that you have been taught or you have been encouraged by the societal norm to take on a woman, to be her man. You are taught this. Now, I know we don't really like to look at this, but we have to talk about this. You have been taught since young that, hey, you have been taught since young to take on a woman and take care of her, right? Take care of the woman. Tell me your name. Tell me where you're from. Please let me know who you are, and join in with the conversation, because at the end of the day, I want you to understand that it's so difficult to try to get a grip of this whole scenario and situation. Okay, so let's talk about this. The society has taught men that you are to be the protectors of women, and that you, when you take on the woman is supposed to be taken care of. She's soft, she's sweet, she's kind, and all of those things. And you, my love, are supposed to take on all of the work. You're supposed to make sure the house bills are paid, the house is restored, all the major things are done. And the wife is supposed to be beautiful and she's supposed to be in the realm, but she's not necessarily looked at, she's not necessarily looked at as a decision maker. Here's my concern, gents. I want you to think about this. This is very important. You have got to sit back and start to pay attention to, does this woman that you have chosen, is she good with decision making? Why? Because when a woman is in your camp, your lady, your lover, your woman in your bed every night with you, you need to know how she does with decision making. We cannot skip over this part. This is very vital for men. The reason why it's important that you know that she's good at decision making is because if you get sick, if you aren't home, if you are unavailable, if something major happens and something needs to be handled right now, you have to be confident in your soul and your spirit that everything's going to be taken care of regardless, because you have a lady over here that not only do you take care of and look out for, yes, she is also someone who can take care of you and look out for you as well. Understand this, you have been bamboozled by society to think that we as women are fragile. We can't do this and we can't do that. That's not true. They also have taught you that you have to do all the hard work. Your wife is just to cook and clean. That is also incorrect and not true. This is why relationships are failing so bad, because gentlemen, you have chosen women that you thought were beautiful and did a lot of amazing things. I mean, normally she's good and pretty and all of those things, that's fine. However, what matters is how good she can make decisions. Let me explain why. A woman has to be able to make decisions when you are unavailable to do so as well. Because in the relationship, 9 times out of 10, you are going to find yourself having different things come up in life. This is a part of the journey. I'm giving you a heads up. This is a part of the journey. As we're traveling in this life, we're going to see, oh my gosh, I didn't know I have this come up. Oh my God, this is coming up. Oh, what has to get done? Oh my goodness. Here's a heads up, gents. When you bring on a woman, okay, and you have to feel like you are the only one burdened with decisions to be made, you are constantly under fight and flight mode. That also means that when you are high in constant worry and high in having to get, things in order, or high and you feel alone because all of these major decisions have to get made, whether you want to make them or not, you're either going to have to outsource them or you're going to have to come up with resolutions or solutions to things. That constant thing that is in your relationship, this is why, gentlemen, you feel so sexually moved so often. Because when you're in fight or flight mode all the time, your blood pressure rises, which means now you are now getting hot and you now want to have more intimacy. You're wanting to make love more. Why? Because you have to release it. Fight or flight is constant worry and concern. That also is energy inside your soul, inside your spirit. Because of this, men, I want you to get this because this is important. Because of this is the reason why you feel so overwhelmed and tired when you come home. Because you don't have a partner, you have a daughter wife. Understand this. You have a daughter wife. Daughter wives, you have to make decisions for them. You have to reprimand. You have to tell them what to do. You have to actually be the one to tell them step by step by step by step things to get done, or they won't. So this is how you know, oh crap, I have a daughter wife. Let me explain something. Even though you have a daughter wife, there are things you can do to help to improve this. However, rather than going into father mode, because that's the only thing you knew what to do, you need to now help to guide her into making decisions. Here's what's real. We're not taught to think. We're not. Especially as women, we are taught to be taken care of. We are taught, well, I wasn't, but I'm just saying, I see across the board, a lot of men have women that believe that men are supposed to take care of us. We don't have to take care of ourselves. So if you actually married or got with a woman that came from her parents' home and right into yours, 9 times out of 10, she is unaware of how to take care of herself. Write this down. She is unaware of how to take care of herself. So when a woman is unaware of how to self-preserve, take care of her own self, take care of her needs, not only her needs but her wants, how to make sure to manage. If she is unaware of how to take care of herself, it's going to be hard for her to be an actual wife. Even though you went down the aisle, it doesn't mean she's your wife. It may mean she's your daughter wife. And unfortunately, once you bring her in and you notice that the decisions she's making are very immature or not well thought out, or you're not sure if she would even know how to make a decision because she constantly asks you for help, that means you have a daughter wife. With that being said, because you have a daughter wife, here's where it gets real sticky. I need you gentlemen to understand that, unfortunately, because you have a daughter wife, you must sit back and relax and understand that it's going to take some work. It's going to take some work to help her to mature into a newfound understanding of being able to not only be a woman in your life that's equal, and an equal, not saying that she's equal to you, that she does all the male stuff. That's not what I'm saying. She's your co-pilot in your flight here on this planet. She's someone you can depend on. You can go and do what you need to do and feel okay and confident that she can take care of things when you're not there. If you don't have that, then you don't have a partner, you have a daughter wife. And unfortunately, more men are finding that they are struggling and frustrated by the fact that they're not in a relationship with a woman that can actually hold the fort down when they're not there, or even if they are there and they're just busy doing something else, they are confident, hey, she'll take care of it if I can't do it. Or she'll know how to outsource if I'm unavailable. She's aware of how to problem solve and how to strategize. A wife that is well equipped of understanding what it takes to have an operation run and be ahead of it knows that it's important to be able to make decisions. Not just look pretty, not just make good love to you, but she knows how to make some good major decisions. And when a woman is good at making decisions, you have something priceless that you would definitely want to hold on to. Now, I understand that most men that I've been coaching, and a lot of you have been coming to me like, Coach, man, I can't do this. She's just all over the place. She doesn't really know how to, manage certain things. I'm helping you now to understand why. She most likely, like I said, came from her parents' home into yours and never really knew how to take care of herself. In order to have a relationship is an operation. When that happens, a woman is supposed to be able to understand the operation and how things flow. If she doesn't know how things flow, you're in trouble. Because if you're unable to do something, everything is in the balance, or everything's going to collapse. So I'm here to help you to understand it's imperative that you realize the importance of a woman understanding what it takes to have your relationship that you're in before children, we're not going to get to the children yet, but before children, how does your home life run? Does she know how to handle the bills? Does she know how to handle home repairs? Does she know about lawn maintenance? Does she know how to have someone come and check on the furnace? Just does she know certain things? Does she know where the fuses are changed at? Does she know how to change the smoke detector? Is she aware of these things? Or is it all on your shoulders? See, men, you have been misinformed that we as women cannot be a contributor to the family, contributor to the household, contributor to what needs to get done. And so when you're not thinking in that way, a lot of times you just are the burden. You just take on all the burden. And that's not healthy, first of all, because it's too much, number one. And number two, you're going to find out that I just feel like I'm getting nowhere. I'm constantly burdened. That's not healthy either. Because when you're constantly feeling like you are in fight or flight mode, then your blood pressure raises, your health starts to get compromised, because you are not allowing, you don't have allowance where your wife could take on some burden as well. I know you have been taught that a woman is supposed to cook and clean in the home. I get it, but that is not true. That is not the only thing a woman is good for, and making good love. That's not true. Women are also great with making decisions and strategizing and all kinds of other things. However, this woman has to become cultivated in being more advanced in making decisions. So my challenge for you gentlemen is create ways to where you help her to be better at decision making. When you have to make a major decision, bring her in. Educate her, whether she wants to hear it or not, and explain to her, we are in an operation. This is ran, yes, but it's going to take both of us. You are my lady, you are my wife, you are who I care about, you are who I wanted to be in this camp. So now, are you excited to learn? Because if your woman isn't learning anything, she's just hem-hawing around and just in routine, she's not growing, then you're having a woman that is not really beneficial. We as women need to be studying every day, meditating, inspiring others. These are things we need to be doing as women. And if we're your partner, we definitely need to learn how to study certain things so that we know, oh my gosh, I didn't know certain things can happen in a home. I didn't know there's a difference between being a renter and being a homeowner. I didn't know. These little small things that I'm bringing up seem small, yes, but they're major when it's you and her. I'm telling you. Listen, you have a daughter wife when she is unable to make decisions. We have to realize that a woman can definitely become more efficient with making major decisions as she makes them. So here's a clue. Rather than trying to shield her from making decisions, telling her she doesn't have to do anything to be your wife, I'll take care of everything, is not smart. I know it sounds good, and a lot of gentlemen, you have been taught, oh yeah, my wife don't have to do nothing. She don't have to pay a bill. She don't have to this, she don't have to that. That's not good. Actually, that's working against her being more efficient in your love affair. And if this is before children, she definitely needs to know how the flow of the family works. Because once children come into play, and you now have not just a daughter wife, you have a daughter mom, because now you have a daughter and a baby, and now you're trying to raise her, and the child is now, she's just looking at it like, well, my child is my best friend, because she hasn't grown, she hasn't matured, she hasn't advanced her mind because she thinks that you can take care of everything, that's not good. Matter of fact, it's detrimental. So I'm trying to help you see. You have got to get past thinking that a wife or your primary lady or women that's in your life doesn't have to do anything. That actually works to a disadvantage beyond how you could even imagine. Women need to feel like they're contributing to the household. They're contributing to your unit. They matter in your relationship. I know it sounds like, oh, it'll be too much. It won't. If she's that fragile of a woman, she needs to get tougher. She needs to learn how to become more involved. I had a lady one time, I kept telling her, you need to learn the operation of your marriage. It's very important. She says, oh, I just want to swipe the card. I don't want to learn anything about the paying the bills. I said, are you crazy? That's not healthy. I just want to swipe the card. Do you know what swiping the card does to your husband and what he has to do to get that paid off? Do you have any idea? And she didn't. Unfortunately, that marriage ended. She didn't listen to me. I kept telling her, you've got to start listening to me. You've got to heed what I'm saying. It's important that you understand the operation of your family. A man over time will be tired of taking care of you. It is an illusion, gentlemen, to take care of women. I know you think we have to be. We don't. We actually are more efficient when we know how to help you and we know we are a part of a team. Period. It comes to a point where we have to sit down and be like, you know what? Let me help you. Men, you'll live longer. You'll have a healthier life. When a woman isn't just someone you take care of. When you have a woman that's a part of helping you and you two have an understanding, it's a whole different type of marriage and relationship. But also, a woman has to be willing to listen to you also. So if you have a woman that doesn't listen, unfortunately, she's probably going to stay in her immaturity. I'm sorry to say, but it's very true. A lot of times women don't want to heed or listen because they don't want to have to do anything. Here's what's real. When you don't use your mind gets lazy. When you have a lazy mind, what happens is it starts to be very silly. When you have a lazy mind, it means you're not in your purpose. Here's another key bonus thing that you want to think about. A woman that's purposeless, she doesn't know why she's on the planet, what she's here to do, unfortunately will also be a woman that's going to be a daughter wife because she's just going to be here to listen to you and abide by your rules. However, you're going to be, like I said, heavily burdened with having to do things. And then you're going to be highly criticized by her that you treat her like a child. You're going to hear that a lot. You're not my daddy. Why do I always have to listen to you? Allow that woman to make mistakes, but make sure you start her small. But she needs to start making decisions. Because if you go through this lifespan with a woman that knows nothing about decision making, you are going to go in this life very heavily burdened with trying to understand what's going on in your relationship. You're going to feel like a father for a long time. Having a wife and having a woman or having your partner that is your equal, you don't feel like you're in this alone. But when you are constantly having to parent the woman or your partner, that is a burden, unfortunately. Okay? Please make sure to share this video. Sit down with your friends that you know. I know most of you gents, you have friends that really are struggling with this. Have them also watch this video. Have them also understand why they are frustrated. Have them also understand, what does it mean that I'm a father husband? Well, you have now been you have now cultivated in your relationship having to oversee everything she does because she's never made decisions. And because of that, you're heavily burdened and high in your sex drive. But you're not understanding, why am I wanting sex all the time, but I just don't feel like I'm getting anywhere? Well, that's why. I'm just saying. This is all connected. And in order to get to a better space, we have to come up with a way to get that woman more mature. I say all the time, there's a chronological age with women and there's a maturity age. They're two different ages. So when a woman has a chronological age, that's one age, but when she is different in maturity, you'll realize, like, ooh, yeah, she does kind of act childish, and I don't know why my wife never wants to parent or discipline or whatever. Well, she most likely is a daughter wife. Okay? I hope I helped somebody. Please make sure to share this. Also, subscribe to my channel, Coaching Matters. If you would like to go one-on-one with me, you can. All you have to do is text 1-844-5-WISDOM, hashtag CoachMe29. I am running a special where you can get coached by me for 30 minutes for just $29. Now, we can go live one-on-one on here on YouTube, and you can either be honest about what you're dealing with and how stressful you are with what's going on, and I can help to give you some dynamic coaching opinion and advice, or we can do it privately on my Zoom. So either way, but you just text my 800 number. It's 844-5-WISDOM. And like I said, hashtag CoachMe29. This way, you can get coached and you can understand how to come up with some solutions. A lot of times we have a lot of challenges and we're just feeling like, I don't know what to do. Well, don't be like that. If you have something really going on and you really want some answers, shoot, I mean, $29 for 30 minutes, I'm going to give you some type of stair steps to get you to that solution. And we're not going to take long. I don't take long. I'm going to figure out what you're trying to do, and then we're going to figure out how to start the stair steps, because there's no sense in staying in a difficulty or a stress like that endlessly. There are solutions. It just sometimes takes a certain kind of eye, and I have that, a coaching eye, to help you to see, oh, this is how I can fix this. $29 for 30 minutes with your coach, Carla Nicole, and we can make it happen. Like I said, 844-5-WISDOM, and all you have to do is text Coach Me, hashtag CoachMe29, and we can do it right here on YouTube, or we can do it on my Zoom, either way, okay? So make sure to share this video. I appreciate all of you, and again, don't forget, we have to get to solutions. We can't continue to live life in all this burden. Sometimes we just need a different eye. And just realize, sometimes that different eye can make things so much easier to get through. And I'm your girl, okay? I'm your coach, Carla Nicole. So make sure to subscribe to my channel. You guys have a great day. I'm out of here, guys. Best kept. Bye-bye.